The SAMR, or SAMR model, was developed by Dr. Ruben Puentedora as a model for technology integration into the classroom. The SAMR model is split into two major components: enhancement and transformation. Within each of those two sections are two more subdivisions that will be further explained in detail in just a few seconds. Each letter of the SAMR model stands for the four subdivisions. Going up, those are substitution, augmentation, modification, and redefinition. Substitution is the lowest level of technology integration within the SAMR model. With substitution, teachers are simply using technology to supplement an action that could have been done without the said technology. This technology produces the exact same result without adding anything to the lesson. As an example, instead of having students write weekly reflections regarding what they have learned, students will type them into a word processor such as Notepad or Microsoft Word. Augmentation is the second and last level within enhancement. Augmentation allows the teacher to substitute technology much like in the substitution step. However, with augmentation, the technology adds minor functional improvements. An example of augmentation might be having students utilize a word processor in class when writing a research paper on the effects of the U.S. Reconstruction. This would allow students to spell check their work as they write it and also allow them to be able to access their papers without relying on the presence of a notebook. Modification is the first step in transforming a normal, non-technical lesson plan into one that utilizes technology for student growth, not just for its own sake. Modification is the process of using technology in the classroom where the technology allows for and requires significant redesign of the lesson plan. An example of modification might be to have students in a history class use a program like Inspired Data to track population growths within a particular U.S. cities to understand the effects of urbanization. And finally, redefinition. Redefinition is the ideal implementation of technology into the classroom. This requires the technology within a lesson or unit to allow the students to use the technology to do something that would have been inconceivable otherwise. Using technology to redefine a lesson would mean that the technological tool completely reshapes the lesson simply because of what it would allow the class to do. An example of redefinition would be virtual field trips because they allow students to virtually travel anywhere, not only in the country, but in the world. For instance, the students could travel to the Grand Canyon through this website and see the archaeological digs that are occurring there. In conclusion, the SAMR model is a magnificent tool to utilize when attempting to implement technology within your classroom and lesson plans. It might not always be possible to reach the level of redefinition. However, technology used in the classroom definitely has its place.